Yeah,
Yo, man. Smooth grooves for the coolest wrestling podcast in the world. You know the effing vibes, man. Good evening to you. I don't even really realize what day it is, man. But we got a lot to talk about. Um, it's time to talk about wrestling like nobody else in the world. We gonna keep the intro short because you know what, Bang. I want to address some things as I perused both the Facebook like page and the Facebook group. Just a couple things, and we're gonna talk about that as well as get abreast to the world of wrestling and everything going on inside of it as well as out. Man, if you don't know by now, because you might be a first-time listener or maybe a second or third-time listener, it is I, the nasty black individual. All right. the podcast intercontinental champion, not the gatekeeper, and most definitely not a lane. The one and only Camp from the Port.
And I am JR Bang with Lando Bang behind me.
Yeah.
Make sure you rate, like, subscribe, download wherever you get your favorite podcast. Barbershop Network is the home. Make sure you follow me at JR Bang. Cam from the Port. I'm Cam Quotes. FBC Pod on everything. Shouts out to everybody who's checked out the podcast. You know what I'm saying? Since we've went viral now a couple of times.
Yeah, man.
Because, you know, Cam talked about wrestling nerds and wrestling lames.
Yeah.
And people had to have a conversation around that.
Word. Yeah, man. And and you know what? We don't do this for the sake of, oh, yo, if I say this, it's going viral. Like, we've never done that. I don't know if other shows do that, but Bang and I, we've never sat in our pre-show or even just in one of our chats and it's like, yo, if we do this, bro, this going viral right here.
I just got a chance to actually start editing clips.
Right.
Like, yeah. But, and I was actually shocked and surprised the wrestling lames and nerds thing went the rate that it went.
Yeah.
Including some lames commenting.
Yeah, for sure. Like a lot of you goofy in the face looking people have got offended. So let's dispel a couple of myths, right? One, we are not gatekeeping wrestling. I think that was the biggest, like, glaring myth, like that we are gatekeeping wrestling. And I'm thinking, like, how, even by what I was explaining, it was literally like, hey, if you know a lot about Florida Championship Wrestling or Mid-South, or maybe you just know OVW and then like AEW, Ring of Honor, New Japan, whatever you know. And then, you know a little bit of WWE. I think that makes you a wrestling nerd, but the wrestling nerds are the cool people. Like, I don't know how that got lost in translation. Like, the wrestling nerds are the cool people. They're the ones that you actually want to kick it with and watch the PLEs or go to the events with because they know what they're talking about. They're not casual fans. They're not surface level individuals of information. So if you felt offended by being called a wrestling nerd, you should listen closely, right? So there's that. You know what I'm saying? We got the other way. So now, you know what? I saw people now trying to tack on like the lameness, right? And I want to talk about something and shout to Trey, and I'm gonna hold this for this piece. That's what I want to say right here. Because I think I saw a comment that says something like wearing your championship belt to an event is also lame. I think I saw it. I think it's read like that. I don't have it in front of me. I'm not looking it back up, but I want to say something along the lines of that, right? Bang, I want to pose a question to you. Just want to pose a question to you. If you were at the United Center for a Bulls game and you had on the 1996 Randy Brown home Bulls jersey at the United Center,
Randy Brown.
You a lame.
Randy Brown, yeah.
You think so?
Randy
what about
Brown.
Ron Harper?
Okay, yeah, there we go.
Okay, cool. I mean, hey, look, I say it to say this.
You gotta have a conversation with a nigga if you win. Like, why did you just buy a Randy Brown jersey? Hey, like, it better be your last name better be Brown, and your last name got to be Brown. You can't go nowhere and be like, yo, this is a Randy Brown unlimited jersey, fam. No disrespect to Randy Brown.
But that wouldn't be exclusive with on the 96 Bulls joint,
man,
though.
if a nigga bought a Randy Brown jersey, if you went to NBA.com and you asked them how many Randy Brown jerseys was actually sold, them niggas would be like 2. And one of them is Randy Brown.
All right, you know what? Let's move to Dennis Rodman.
Dennis, there you go, Dennis Rodman. Yo, yeah, okay. You motherfucker right. Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
So now, even though we'll agree to disagree on the Randy Brown, because I think having the exclusive jerseys is also a stunt. I think it's a stunt, actually. But we'll go with Dennis Rodman because Jordan and Pippen are too easy. It's just too easy to get the Jordan or the Pippen jersey as a Bulls fan, right? So let's say you get the Dennis Rodman joint. You show up to the United Center for a Bulls game. You're not a lame if you have the authentic Dennis Rodman jersey at the United Center. I personally feel the same way about any wrestling fan that has a shirt, a hat, or a belt at one of the events. Why? Because you are participating in the event at another level. Now, I want to classify 2 different things. Look, if you don't want a belt, that's cool. It's okay. No, you are not more or less of a wrestling fan or connoisseur because you do not have a championship belt.
Yeah.
But if you can't afford one and you talk shit, then you lame and you broke.
Yeah.
And that just is what it is. So
now, wait a minute.
All right.
You just talking about the jersey or you talking about the jersey and the shorts? Because if you wearing the
now if you dress for the game,
and the shorts, yeah.
If you dress for the game, you kind of toting the line. You're toting the line if you're dressed for a game. You're toting the line. But
yeah, you can't be out here with the NBA socks on too.
Oh yeah, all right. Yeah, like I said, like look, if you come in dressed like coach gonna call you in, hey yo, they told me dress because
number 8, get in the game.
White injured. Like they were like, yo, hey, like they said, hey, they said Caruso may not play all 12 minutes. So if you dress like that, that's different. That's different.
Okay.
But
I just have to make sure.
But if you are acquiring apparel or commemorative items for a wrestling event, that's fine. And again, hey, look, because we're not gatekeeping and we are not here to poke fun. Hey, look, if you just don't want the belt, that's great. You know what I'm saying? That's cool. Again, you are not more or less of a wrestling fan because of that. But if you can't afford one and you talking shit, then we gotta call you to the table and we gotta have a different conversation.
Okay, so
because why you worried?
So I don't own the belt. Mm-hmm. I will eventually. But I don't own the belt. But when I was in St. Louis, shouts out to Boogie D. Boogie D got all the belts.
Mm-hmm.
And this was Battleground. WWE Battleground in St. Louis, the return of The Undertaker when he officially challenged Brock Lesnar, and we know what happened eventually.
Yeah.
Shit, we all took one of the belts to the event. I had the television championship, the NWA television championship.
And that's exclusive.
Right. And the motherfucker was like, what if somebody come up to you and challenge you for the belt? What would you do? And I was like, I'll beat their ass just off of GP.
Yeah, Spine Buster's on deck.
Yeah, like, you gonna come to me and you gonna try to challenge me because I got on a belt? Do you not get pussy? Like,
now that's the legs.
Yeah. You got a belt, I challenge you to a match. Like, what the fuck is this?
It's like,
Role play? Like, is this Star Wars? Nigga, do I got lightsabers? Like, maybe I get your ass out. That's lame. All right.
oh,
I am a
man.
wrestling nerd. I was the dude. So let me give you a history of my wrestling nerddom. And I think I told this story on the pod before. If I'm not, shouts out to you new people. This is part of my wrestling nerddom. So my freshman year of high school, I'm at Prosser High School. And I found out that a lot of cats on the football team loved wrestling. This one dude named Justin. He was like a sophomore, I think he was, when I was a freshman. And everybody thought Buddy Ass was cold. And him and a couple of other folks, they was like the Four Horsemen. So it was almost like you had cats underneath you too. So they was like the original Four Horsemen, but then like you can be like one of the other former members of the Four Horsemen, whatever. Everybody was geeked about wrestling. So because I love wrestling and I was around people that also watch wrestling, I didn't say love, watch wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
I assumed that they loved wrestling like I did. So I think it was the AWF, but it was a fledgling organization that I just so happened to turn on like channel 66 or 60 or whatever. And it was like Tito Santana versus Bob Orton Jr. For their inaugural world heavyweight championship. So I was geeked because I saw some new wrestling and shit. So I went to school and was like, yo, man, Bob Orton was wrestling Tito Santana for the AWF championship. And them folks was like, the fuck? It was like Bob Orton, Tito Santana.
Yeah.
Feel nobody give a fuck about that old shit. So for my freshman year of football, I had the nickname of Cowboy Bob Orton Jr., who was never Four Horsemen.
Yeah.
I didn't get Arn. I didn't get Tully. I didn't get Sid. I didn't get Barry Windham. It's 1996. I ain't get James J. Dillon. I ain't get Paul Roma. I ain't get Benoit. I ain't get Malenko. I ain't get Oli. I ain't get Lex. I ain't get Sting. I got Bob Orton Jr. So anytime I got in the game, they'd be like, yo, Cowboy, go ahead and get that shit. I am a wrestling nerd, but I turned into a wrestling lame to them cats because I did what you said in the video. I found some obscure shit, and I just felt like I had to tell somebody some shit because I just had to tell them. And niggas was like, nah, gonna get your lame ass up out of here, fam. Matter of fact, we calling you Cowboy Bob Orton Jr. So when I met Randy Orton in St. Louis, when he came up to the station, I told him, hey, G, in high school, your dad name, that was my nickname for football. Long story. And Buddy Ass was laughing his ass off. He was like, wait a minute. They called you Cowboy Bob Orton Jr.? So yeah, niggas called me Cowboy Bob Orton Jr. At that moment, I said I was not going to bombard people with my wrestling knowledge or my fandom or anything like that. So, like I was saying, like I was one of the few people that I know that was watching Lucha Libre on Channel 44. Like, it was in English. I wasn't going to go to school like, man, y'all niggas ain't up on Negro Casas.
Yeah, please never do that.
Like, y'all ain't no Latin lover, you know what I'm saying? Latin lover, you know what I'm saying? Y'all not on none of these people. Y'all ain't up on Hector Garza. Them folks would have looked at me crazy. Now, the Mexicans probably would have been like,
wait, you watch that?
Wait.
Like, ¿por qué?
Matter of fact, if y'all saw my video with me in Mexico in the taxi with the Mexican dude, I was like, yo, You heard of Negro Casas, my nigga? And that dude was like, oh yeah, Negro Casas, legend. He probably was in the car thinking in Spanish, get this lame ass up out of my goddamn car talking about some damn Negro Casas. I don't worry about no damn Negro Casas, fam. Just let me take you to where you going. Give me my tip. And then I'm going to call it a day. Your ass in the front seat talking about some damn Negro Casas. I'll big boot your ass up out of here, fam. Get your lame ass up out of here. Bombarding my wrestling knowledge on somebody just unwillingly.
Yeah.
So, like, what y'all got to understand is this, and I got to actually finish watching Wrestle Kingdom. I got to finish watching it. I got something on the show to ask you about, like, what's a theory that I'm throwing out there. But I'm not going to wake up in the morning and watch Wrestle Kingdom, and just because I know people that love wrestling, just walk up to them like, man, y'all ain't up on shit. I watched Wrestle Kingdom 18 this morning at 2:56 a.m.
Right.
Nigga, so? Congratulations.
Right.
You ain't gotta and you ain't gotta tell me what you about to do. Like, I ain't come to school the next day after watching WCW All Nighter. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, y'all be missing hella shit at WCW, fam. They was on for 4 hours, fam, from like 12:02 or 12:05 to 4:05. Like Bobby the Brain Heenan and them was in a bed and pajamas, and fam, it sounded like to me that you putting together a fantasy. Don't be a lame. So yes, there is wrestling names and there's wrestling nerds. Nerds are the cool kids in this. Lames is get y'all lame ass up out of here.
Yeah.
Y'all wasn't watching wrestling in 1977 when Luthez pinned Nick Bockwinkel for the AWA World Championship. No. You right. I can't even complain. You're right. Because one day I went through the ring ropes and I damn near tore up my knee because I slipped on some shit. The ring crew should have been able to catch that shit out. Now, if I point that shit out, I'm a lame. I'm bogus as hell, right?
Hey, and you know, and to be clear, to just co-sign everything that Bang is saying, like being a wrestling elitist is lame. Like that's, you know what I'm saying? Like let's segue a little bit, like, because many of you that hate the WWE because you think AEW be this, that, or the third in 3 years, or because you only like New Japan. New Japan's the only real wrestling. Like all of those kind of takes, those are elitist takes, and those are lame. You're wrestling lames. Just enjoy it. What was it? I think 2021 into 2022, Bang had one of the most important lines in wrestling podcast history when he consistently told many of you that were listening, hey, just watch the shit and enjoy it. You know, just watch wrestling and enjoy the shit. That's what he said. And it was the most important thing I think that has ever been said in that moment of time of wrestling podcast. And he told you that before every PLE of that year into the next. And that's what we do here. That's why we have the conversations we have, because we actually enjoy just the programming. We're not here to stun on y'all with the wrestling knowledge or the information. We're here to be nostalgic, be informative, and also just give our takes. And you know, if you have a problem with that, you can SMD
immediately.
Yeah.
So speaking of immediately, oh man, when The Rock popped up on Monday Night Raw, the place immediately went into a frenzy.
Yeah, man.
But before that, the people were upset because Jinder fucking Mahal popped up.
Hey, and for y'all that are first time or first few time listeners, every time I see Jinder Mahal, I think about Bang and his SmackDown title run. I just think about Jinder Mahal's SmackDown run and his title run every time I see his face now. Every time the music hits.
Yeah, like, man. This brings us back to the dungeon of the old episodes when it was like, hey, beat Randy Orton clean? What the fuck?
Yeah. It was a lot of wild, nasty work to get Jinder Mahal to AJ Styles. It was a lot of wild, nasty work to get him to that title match with AJ.
But the wrestling nerd in me was like, come on, man, Jinder Mahal. But the common sense dude is, if you smell what The Rock is cooking, so we knew what was next.
Yeah.
Especially since early in the day you saw The Rock with Nick Khan.
Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, so he not pulling up? All right, let's relax.
Right, he not pulling up, fam. Get the fuck up out there. So the segment, he beats up Jinder Mahal. Then he says, he gonna find some place to eat. And when he didn't say to get some pie, poontang pie, I was like, okay, this serious Rock. He about to go ahead and do what he do. And he said that he wanted to sit at the head of the table. So, question to you: when should this take place?
That's an awesome question. However, because we know The Rock's schedule is his schedule, the only time is WrestleMania. Like, you know what I'm saying? Fortunately and unfortunately. Now, if I think it was either last show or the show before, I want this without the belt, because just like I don't think The Rock is taking the belt off Roman, I also don't think that, but it's always a foregone conclusion about how this is win. Now, if The Rock victory is going to be his first clean win, now you got me. Now I want to see it, but I don't know if that's a thing that's going to happen. So, but obviously this ain't a fast lane. This ain't an elimination chamber, and it's already not a Royal Rumble match. So, and I don't see The Rock holding out to WrestleMania 41. You know what I'm saying? Like, the thing about, like, as he's in the attraction level, but like he's Undertaker attraction level. Yo, I'm only showing up to the biggest pay-per-view. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, you not getting me at the Great American Bash, G. We're not doing that. I'm not going to Hell in a Cell. Like, I'm not tagging with nobody at Survivor Series. We're not doing none of that. Like, hey, yo, you want me at the Royal Rumble, or you want me at the WrestleMania, or you just want me randomly on Raw in Miami. Like, that's what you or SmackDown. That's it. So that's what I see. But kudos to the crowd, though. Kudos to the crowd. I didn't think it would go up like that. Personally, I didn't.
For The Rock?
No, I'm talking about should I sit at the booth? Should I sit at the
bar? Yeah. I'm not gonna lie either. It's I expected it to happen, but I expected boos to come too.
Yes. Yeah.
And when I didn't hear boos, I was like, ooh.
Yeah. And then they panned to the crowd and got real, like, oh shit, oh, they gonna do it, they gonna do it. Like, it was that. It wasn't like, oh.
Yeah, so I don't necessarily think this is gonna happen at WrestleMania, though.
Okay.
Here's why. The Elimination Chamber is in Australia. It has a nice Samoan contingent. And I'm not a geographist, whatever word you want to use, but Samoa is close to Australia.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the cousins coming to see this fight in Australia. So okay. I think it's going to happen at Elimination Chamber, because I don't want The Rock to win Elimination Chamber.
That either.
So,
You know what I'm saying?
so say all that to say that The Rock is always going to be The Rock. I just want to get to a point where he could just stay on his classy Freddie, stay on this classy Freddie Blassie type situation.
Mm-hmm.
And what I mean by that is that, my man, as he got older, he just popped in, say some shit to a bitch, and then was like, all right, I'm out.
Yeah.
I am over, yeah, I'm over The Rock doing anything extended.
Mm.
So he don't need to go into Elimination Chamber for a chance to win a match with Roman Reigns.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now let's just get this shit over with.
That's true. Yeah.
But it also makes Cody win stronger because he defeated The Rock, and then you defeat him, so it's like you defeat The Rock.
Yeah.
I'll make the rules, y'all. So I say that to say, yeah, I'm not welcoming The Rock at WrestleMania. The WrestleMania should be Cody versus Roman.
Mm.
This time, Cody should go over.
Mm-hmm.
And then we see Cody versus Gunther in the London PLE.
Mm.
And we start paying for Life Without Roman for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to get on Twitch and I'm not going to get excited about The Rock at almost 50 plus years old.
Yeah.
I want Cody to finish the story, fight Gunther in Berlin, and just start going on his Homelander World Tour. Now, my question to you is, say, for instance, that happened.
Mm-hmm.
I have a guarantee if that happens.
Okay.
If Cody Rhodes defeats Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship, by Survivor Series, he'll be a heel.
Mm. I like that. I'm actually ready for that. It's about time.
Which would mean The Rock would defeat him at WrestleMania.
Oh, yikes. Oh, yikes.
Or Roman Reigns would defeat him at WrestleMania as a face.
Okay. Hey, I'm more for Roman over Rock, man. Hey, look, they've already
The Rock got to defend America, fan.
Which is wild too, by the way. Hey, yo, we got Bobby Lashley, yo. We don't need, yeah.
We gonna get into that. We gonna get into that a little bit later about Bobby too.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So, yeah, you know what, man? Is as much as I do like the aspect of The Rock just pulling up, calling this shot, like I'd rather that. But they ain't about to bait and switch me for 2 years like they did with Rock and Cena. They're not doing that. They're not like, oh yeah, hey, I'm gonna give you the belt. Okay, so now we gotta run it back because see, I got the belt. No, we're not doing that. Okay. We're not doing that. I don't want to see that. Sure. That was bullshit when they did it. I was like, also the Royal Rumble don't matter. No.
At that time, it didn't.
Yeah.
At that time, it didn't. All right. But yeah, other stuff that happened on SmackDown was Roman Reigns and his cousins and his brother beat the shit out of Randy Orton. Who else? AJ Styles, Lone Wolf, AJ Styles.
Yeah.
And LA Knight.
Yeah.
Your man, Nick Aldis, excuse me. Nick Aldis. Thinking about Cole Aldrich for some reason. Nick Aldis goes up to Paul Heyman and like, hey, just bought yourself a fatal 4-way, fam.
Yeah.
So you're batting 1,000 on Nick Aldis.
Yeah.
But in knowing that, another bang me knowing moment, because I told y'all on here, hey man, they just need to go ahead and make this a fatal 4-way and make it a little bit more intriguing because we ain't gonna see these people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
Okay. So And knowing that, like, this is why eventually I think wrestling is a good place, but we're gonna have to start moving away from some of these certain people. So eventually The Rock is going to have to sit his ass down. Eventually, you know, who old and be all y'all old niggas be wrestling shit.
Yeah.
It's time. But going back to the Roman thing, all this does that. Now it's a fatal four way. Bang me know a moment I told y'all that he gonna wash him like he did at WrestleMania 3.
Mm-hmm.
Who takes the pin though? In this fatal four way, who takes the pin? Who gets protected and who takes the pin?
I got AJ Styles taking the pin. I got AJ Styles taking the pin because we forgot. Like, well, no, I ain't gonna say it like that. AJ Styles is taking the pin because his real issue is Solo. It went never Roman. It just is by proximity. He doing what they tell you to do when you young and black coming up. Oh, yo, his little brother mess with you, man. You need to slap his big brother, man. Let him know you ain't playing with him. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I ain't the light work. I ain't the light work. You don't have the light work. I'm coming to you. Like we know what that's about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I got AJ taking the pin. Hey, because look, the heat check was real. The heat check is real. The crowd really wanted Roman versus LA Knight too. Like, let's just call it what it is. You know what I'm saying? Randy Orton just came back. He's not taking the pin. I mean, I know AJ just came back, but Randy Orton just came back. And the WWE product is not taking the pin in this match. Like, there's only 2 homegrown WWE products in this match, and they're not taking the pin. That's Roman Reigns and that's Randy Orton. So that leaves you with AJ Styles and LA Knight. The crowd is so high on LA Knight that he's just going to get out of the mix. But that puts him in better position to go after the U.S. title, which they should have been doing anyway, which means AJ Styles can go ahead and get pinned. And now him and the OC can feud for a nice little grudge match, maybe up into Elimination Chamber if they get space it out to WrestleMania. But I got AJ Styles taking the pin, no question. But hey, welcome back, AJ. Salute. It's love.
Hey man, that's why I got LA Knight taking the pin.
Okay.
I hate to say it, y'all, but it's time to put LA Knight back in his proper place. High mid card.
Okay.
It's okay. Yeah, it's okay. We never thought that hip hop would take it this far. Yeah. We never thought that hip hop would take it this far. It's time. Like, it's not gonna hurt him enough where he's just gonna be a big character again. But I just feel like all that LA Knight momentum is now gone. So no, he's taking that pin. He's gonna take it proudly too, and do that dance you doing. Like, what's the shit that art? Like, what's that shit he be doing? He got R-Truth needs to do like Darren's dance grooves on some of the dance moves that he has be doing.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I don't know what that is, y'all.
Yeah, I don't know.
And then he do the little twister shit.
Like, because it's not quite the snake, the WAP, or the Aunt Viv. But it's all of them, though.
It is. All right, man, let's get to Bobby Lashley real quick. Are you sure they ain't playing at Bobby in the Prophet's face, fam?
I'm still gonna say no.
Oh man, I don't know.
I'm still gonna say no because, hey, look, I understand it, but I mean, again, they're just making a way for Bobby to get on TV. See, I look at things like that, right? So Bobby ain't necessarily in a storyline that is definitely driving the programming, right? Like, I get it. But at the same time, they are literally going out of their way to keep him in the arena and on television. And shoot, he's wrestling more than the hottest guy on the show. And I'm not saying that you off with how you thinking, but I am saying that there's a reason that they just letting Bobby look like Bobby. You know what I'm saying? Like the two-time black world champion that he is. Like, it's a reason. We just haven't got to it yet.
I just feel like they playing in our face, man. Bobby come out there, they realize you can't turn that man heel. He give you a babyface promo and all of that stuff, and ooh, he stepped on his foot. He stepped on his shit. You do all of that shit just for you to get your ass whooped by the authors of pain?
Hey, listen, I get it. But you know what? To me, that's the part where they're like, because it could go two ways, right? Do we send the authors of pain out there, or do we put Bobby against LA Knight for the heat check after Royal Rumble?
Ooh.
See, because both of them are supposed to be heels, but the crowd is making them both faces. So now the authors of pain, which from a crowd perspective have never been liked like that. Like, they've never been like, for sure, like, oh, we're a face tag team. Since AOP has never really been that, we can establish them as heels by having them beat up Bobby and even the Prophets if they really wanted to. But you don't want to make the mistake that they did last time with Miz and LA Knight, or how they were doing, how shit was going left with Austin Theory and damn, I forget who, and I'm not gonna hold up the show. But when you got two people that's supposed to be faces, supposed to be tweeters, we're trying to get them over to one side or the other, it's like, nah, let's just solidify as Bobby as a face. It's an AOP out there, establish him as a face, because Roman is now less tweener than ever right now. Roman Reigns is less tweener than ever right now. So what can counter a less than tweener? A super face. And a super face that he hasn't faced and beat during his title reign, and a super face that people really do think, if they's lined up, no, he can beat dude. And he could beat Solo, and he could beat Jimmy clean. Every single one of them. Nobody that watches wrestling 26 weeks out of the 52 in a year would think that Bobby Lashley can't clear the entire bloodline by himself clean. And that's why I don't think they playing. I think they build.
I'm trying. I'm sitting there closing my eyes, praying as I'm hearing you state everything that you're saying, right?
Right.
But it's the authors of pain.
True. Hey, you got me.
And Karrion Kross manhandling Bobby Lashley. I just feel like they playing in our face, man. And I ain't talking about black people. I'm talking about white men ages 18 to 34. They love Bobby Lashley.
Exactly.
They love him. I ain't saying turn him heel, but the authors of pain, man. Akon and Razor. Remember we we got shirts of our Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle names. That's why
Oh,
this.
yeah.
I don't know, man. I
Hey,
don't know,
listen.
man.
Hey, listen. I get it.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if I don't know if they value him like we value him, man.
I,
They
I,
plan. Oh, I love Bobby Lord so much they was throwing up. Yes,
you know what I'm
yes, man. And you mean to tell me Bobby come out there and give some glorious ass, happy ass promo? Hey, man, 2023 was a trying year for Bobby. But everything was okay when I met my friends, the Street Profits.
saying? Yeah. Hey.
Fuck up out of here with this shit. What's going on?
Hey, listen, man. It's the only thing they can do. Hey, they tried to make Bobby a heel so bad. Hey, look how, let's just reflect very quickly on how difficult it was to make Bobby a heel in the fourth quarter of last year. Bobby Lashley had the Street Profits in the match and they lost. Bobby Lashley cussed them out, punked them, told them, hey, you need to get from around me. And the crowd kept cheering for Bobby. They was like, yeah, maybe the Street Profits ain't got it no more. Maybe they garbage. Maybe they trash. So it's like, damn, we fresh off of loving the Street Profits. But even standing next to Bobby, like even the white men, age 18 to 34, that says, yo, Bobby's a cool dude, bro. He brought you to his house. He let you sip fine cognac. He got you some cool new clothes, and you're still a loser, bro. Like, what's wrong with you? So, so with that being said, it's like, all right, well, we just got to make Bobby Lashley a face. He can literally do anything. He's literally, no, I know this might sound crazy, but watch wrestling to feel what I'm saying. Bobby Lashley is Steve Austin level with his fandom. Steve Austin literally did anything after 1997. He did anything. And nobody booed. They booed one time. They booed Steve Austin one time. And that one time, Bang, I know you remember it, is when he shook hands with Vince McMahon at the end of that pay-per-view. That's the only time he got booed. Man. They didn't boo him any other time after 1997. Man, that's where Bobby Lashley is.
You know why Bobby Lashley is a heel? Bobby Lashley is a heel because he made Angelo Dawkins put Beijing in his head.
Hey, yo. He was like, yo, I'm the only baldy around here. You gotta tighten your shit up.
That's why he a heel. He got that man down here sweating in his and that shit getting in his eye during match.
Which is wild. Hey, out of all the places to wear it, why this?
Angelo Dawkins losing to roll-ups because he got Beijing in his eye. Oh no, 1, 2, 3. But man, I disagree with you for a little bit because I feel like they playing in that man face.
Okay.
Because they can't make him what they want to make him. Because he's over. Simple as that.
Mm-hmm.
See, I got Landon up in here. Landon's watching football now.
Hey, let's go.
Yeah. He just don't need to be like me when what happened on Sunday happened on Sunday. All right. So I told y'all I gotta watch Wrestle Kingdom 18, right?
Mm-hmm.
Shouts out to Kier. I still gotta watch it. I only watched the first match. Mm-hmm. But to save a little bit of time of Wrestle Kingdom and act not fake like I watched it. One thing that I did see was the presser. So David Finley, a wrestler that you would like, even though
Mm.
he's from, he's from the United Kingdom.
Hey man, you gotta stop. Hey man, hey, look, hey, Nick Aldis, you gotta stop. You
You're
gotta
right, you're right,
stop.
you're right. But David Finley is the son of Fit Finley.
Okay.
Yeah, he's currently the New Japan Pro Wrestling Global Heavyweight champion, some shit like that. He wrestled, won his match, challenged Dolph Ziggler a little bit, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
At the post-match presser, my man, forgot who he was, forgot who it was that quick, right? But anyway, it was him and his brother. Yes, it was Dolph and his brother, David Finley, and some other member for the Bullet Club. They see him, boom. They in the presser, and Dolph Ziggler attacks him in the presser. And now Dolph Ziggler wants to get that New Japan Pro Wrestling Global Championship, right?
Okay.
It gave me a Dolph Ziggler or Nick Nemeth doing that led me to this thinking. Every wrestler should go through the indie circuit at least one time in their career.
Okay.
I look at what Kurt Angle did when he left the WWE.
Mm-hmm.
I come to two conclusions. Kurt Angle would have been the greatest of all time if he never left the WWE. If Kurt Angle never leaves the WWE, he is unquestionably the GOAT.
Mm.
But also, I remember seeing Kurt Angle do the indies, and it felt so good. It was so fun. So I'm looking at Nick Nemeth, Dolph Ziggler.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know his whole story, but some tells me after college, Nick Nemeth went straight to the pros. Because Jerry and Jack Briscoe really loved wrestlers.
Mm-hmm.
He might not have been the ideal size to be a world champion,
Mm-hmm.
which we'll get into a little bit later. But it's to the point to where seeing that again, it's just like, man, what if it was like Windy City Pro Wrestling and Randy Orton popped up? And Randy Orton went to Portland. He went to all these places.
Mm-hmm.
And then he came back.
Mm-hmm.
Look at Mercedes Moné, formerly known as Sasha Banks.
Mm-hmm.
She's flourishing, and she hurt her ankle. She went to New Japan and broke records. It's rumored that she will be starting up at AEW soon.
Mm-hmm.
But if I was a wrestler, a popular wrestler at that, and I knew my contract with the WWE was up or AEW was up, man, I'm about to go in the indies and have a little bit of fun.
Okay.
Because there is wrestlers like Dolph Ziggler, Brock Lesnar, Sheldon Benjamin, all of these people that have extensive wrestler backgrounds.
Yeah.
They went straight to the big show.
Right.
So since they went straight to the big show, they didn't do what other wrestlers did and have fun doing it. That's why I see Nick Nemeth becoming a new Zack Ryder.
As you drop these names real quick, you know who I thought of while you're talking about all of this?
Who that?
Charlie Haas. I really like Charlie Haas. Charlie Haas was the effing man to me.
Mm-hmm.
He's another one on that list of like people I really wanted to see like win. Like once they broke up Team Angle, I was like, obviously, love Shelton Benjamin, love Kurt Angle, but that was the first faction where I think I liked everybody equally. Team Angle.
Out of all the factions that you grown up with, you was like, I like him.
Yeah.
So you ain't like the flock, like you ain't like outside of Van Hammer.
Hey,
like,
Van Hammer, Kidman, and Raven. Everybody else is just
cool. Reese.
Yeah, see? Nah. I mean, he was cool. He was all right.
Who was the odd man out in your favorite faction?
The odd man out of my favorite faction. Oh, by far, fucking Larry Zbyszko in the Dangerous Alliance.
Uh-oh.
I know. Here we go. Here we go. Like, but yeah, sorry. The fucking living legend Larry Zbyszko didn't do it for me in the 90s, guys. Sorry. The Dangerous Alliance I thought was flawless because they had my man Beautiful Bobby. They had Stunning Steve, Rick Rude, Arn Anderson, Paul Heyman, or Paulie Dangerously. Let's say it right for the era. You know what I'm saying? But when I was like, yo, Larry Zbyszko? Oh, yeah, that was the one. I was like, yo, there's gotta be somebody else. Just get another woman.
Crusher, man?
What?
You ain't mess with the Crusher?
No, hey, no, nope. No, hey, I mess with him less than Greg the Hammer Valentine. Let's just keep it a buck. There we go. Hey. Feel like y'all want. We here. All 2024. We here.
Who was that for me? This might sound bad. This might sound real bad. I'm scared to answer this shit.
Let's get the numbers up. Let's get it up. Let's get the numbers right. It's 2024. We do this.
Because I love this wrestler. I just felt like he didn't belong in the faction. And it might even surprise you who I picked.
I don't know. There was a number 2 that I was prepared to list here, but when I thought about it, I was like, nah, this is the one. It's gonna
surprise you. Sid Vicious had no reason being in the Four Horsemen, fan.
Oh. Okay, and you know what? Based on the lineage, you're right. You're right.
Sid Vicious, it still may be my favorite Four Horsemen setup.
Absolutely mine.
But still, he had no reason being in the Four Horsemen. He was too big.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I was like, yeah, my man is like 6'10". Like, I was like, you need a faction?
Yeah. All right. You need these other niggas. You supposed to be beating their ass.
Yeah.
I love Sid Vicious as a singles or in a tag team like him and the 1, 2, 3 Kid.
Mm-hmm.
But doing this, you ain't need all of them.
Yeah, no, he didn't.
You, like, not saying like these wrestlers are small wrestlers, fam, especially Barry Windham.
Right. Yeah. Barry Windham's a good 6'6", 6'7".
Right. But the Four Horsemen meant to me something a lot different than normal. The Four Horsemen to me was the workhorses.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to get a great match out of all them niggas.
Yeah. And
they still will beat you, take your money and your chick, and fly to the next town.
Mm-hmm.
It was believable. I swear it's about to sound bad. It's about to sound real bad. Ric Flair, Four Horsemen was about access and assess. Ric Flair was believable. Arn Anderson was believable. You goddamn right, Tully was believable.
Mm-hmm.
Oli wasn't believable in this day, but back in the day, Oli was a beast.
Yeah.
Give him that respect.
And plus, he with them.
Right. He gonna get some. He's gonna get the residuals.
Mm-hmm.
Barry Windham, Lex Luger looked the part. The Four Horsemen was the team that you wanted to be like. Who the fuck wanted to be like Sid Vicious?
I mean, hey, he's 6'9" and white, man. He's swole. You know what I mean? Like, it really don't lose in the auspice of the world. But I get
Think about
where
it like
you're
this,
going.
Kemp. Let me ask you this. How many times you see Sid Vicious walk Ric Flair down to the ring and protect him during that time?
Hey, none that I can safely remember off top. I can't point to.
He goes to the WWE the second time, and they align him with Shawn Michaels because Shawn Michaels lost his big ass friend.
Yeah.
So he trying to make Kevin Nash jealous.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Sid Vicious is just a tall nigga in the Four Horsemen. He didn't belong in that faction. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, you know, it's one of those things that, because look, right, here's where they not gonna turn on you though, man. Because I don't think there's a 51% or more that loves this version of the Four Horsemen more than we do.
Right.
So I think everybody else is gonna be like, yeah, no, you're right, man. Yeah, I never understood that. Fuck, dude, this should just been 3. Like, I think that's what's gonna happen, because I think everybody is gonna stand with the original Four Horsemen or nothing. I do think that, even though this Barry and Sid with Arn and Rick are my personal favorite 4, and then it's the original Four Horsemen, I think everybody else is going to be like, yo, yeah, no, you're right. He shouldn't have been in there at all. Now, who would they pick to replace him? That's going to be interesting. That's going to be interesting to see. Right.
Which is why he's one of the worst members of a faction. Like, who he's supposed to? Oh, look at this real quick. Oh, this is money right here, G. Oh, this is money. Hold on, this is money and nigga shit. Michael Jordan, Stephen A. Smith, Derek Jeter, Travis Scott, all in the goddamn, what's the name? Worldwide West, all in the goddamn national championship game.
Oh, word.
In the goddamn
the box seat, the suites.
The suites. Michael Jordan looked like a nigga for the first time in this shit. Michael Jordan.
Still got the flare leg boot cut jeans on.
I don't think he got that on.
No.
But that's a whole bunch of money in there. And Stephen A, the one in the middle, talking about.
Hey, Stephen A dropped about 40 pounds. He ain't messing with nobody. He do whatever he want. He started his own content. Lost about 40 pounds. You're not playing with nobody. John Morant.
Oh, damn. John Morant.
Yeah, I saw that too. My bad. I was trying not to react. I was like, oh, man, that sucks. Dang,
he just got back.
Killing,
it's
too.
Right inside my city here.
Mm-hmm.
Man. But nah, man, that just threw me off. That just threw me off because niggas was just like all on the screen. Hold on, I gotta send this text.
See. Sure. Hey man, it's the First Black Champ podcast. Hey, make sure y'all let us know too. Who do you think you got? It can only be from that era though. If Sid Vicious was really the odd man out in that Four Horsemen lineup with Barry Windham, Arn Anderson, and Ric Flair, who was the other person? Don't give us no dream selection. Pick somebody from that year that was active in wrestling when that was happening in WCW too. Again, we don't want the last members of NWA. We on that roster. We don't want who was in the WWE at that time. So don't put Bret Hart in there or nothing crazy like that. No, through that WCW roster in that year that they were the Four Horsemen. I want to say, was that 90 or was that 91? I don't wait, no, that might be in 91, 92.
Yeah.
So from that year, from that active roster, who would you have put in place of Sid Vicious in that Four Horsemen lineup? That's what I want to know. Because, hey, look, you're not wrong, even though it's my favorite construction of the Four Horsemen. But hey, you know what I'm saying?
And don't be easy don't pick the easy one when you pick. Like, don't pick Vincent in the NWO. Don't pick Paul Roma. Pick a faction and pick somebody who just did not fit. To me, Sid Vicious did not fit the Four Horsemen, mainly because he didn't need the Four Horsemen.
Yeah.
Like, he was in the Skyscrapers before this shit, B. With Dangerous Dan Spivey. Powerbombing niggas. For no good reason at all.
Yeah.
He don't need the Four Horsemen. But you know who needed the Four Horsemen? Brian Pillman.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. You know who needed the Four Horsemen? Lex Luger at the time. The Four Horsemen is not built for large niggas over 6'7". That's not the 6'7" group.
No, that's a fact.
That's all I'm saying.
That's a fact.
That's all I'm saying. I ain't expect to ask that question. But I definitely want to go back to Dolph. Like, and say, like, how everybody needs to run outside of that. So I'll ask this question. Who is a WWE mainstay?
Okay.
No, for those who be like, yo, you guys are WWE fanboys. I don't even know what that is, fam.
Yeah, we gotta relax.
Yeah, I get this. But let me ask you this: who is it's like, who is a WWE mainstay that you would love to see them go on an indie run? Go to
WWE mainstay.
Yep.
You know what? That's a little difficult, but you know what? I'll just say the first name that came to my mind because I think that it's very underrated what she's been doing with the last two generations of the NXT ladies, and that's Bayley. You know what I'm saying? I think Bayley has become Natty, but getting all the success that Natty didn't get now that the role is kind of defined. You know what I'm saying? And that sounds kind of crazy saying it because when you look back, again, like Natty's, I think she's won every single title at least twice. So it's just framed differently, I guess. But, just because of the work that we've seen Bayley do, especially over the last 3 to 5 years, it's like, oh, you know what? I would love to see what kind of character, if any, she would do in an indie circuit. Because obviously she's not gonna go with the sleazy car salesman inflatables and the ponytail again. But I do think that she's wildly entertaining and really a really great wrestler. And seeing her match up with some ladies across just the world, that would be pretty dope.
My man says sleazy car salesman balloons.
Hey,
You know who I would like to see?
Yeah.
And it is a woman, Charlotte.
Hey, yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I love to see Charlotte and Berwin doing wrestling for Shimmer. I love to see her pop up in TNA, then pop up in NWA, especially popping up in NWA.
Yeah.
Because you know the legacy.
Absolutely.
I love to see Charlotte wrestle at Wrestle Kingdom, wrestle with Stardom. Charlotte is my pick. Charlotte is the closest to a WWE lifer.
Yeah.
It's like Shawn Michaels, The Undertaker, and all of that. Randy Orton and all of that.
That's true.
Like, she is a lifer, and her husband probably is coming back. But I would love to see Charlotte Flair leave the company and for a year just go around the block, wrestling all of the top women in the world, and then popping back up. I think Charlotte the legend of Charlotte, I believe that the legend of Charlotte would grow even more tremendously if she stepped away from the WWE and she went all across the world and did her thing.
Huh. Right. Not bad.
I like that
think you're
Baylor
wrong.
joint too.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking like Cody Rhodes. When Cody Rhodes left, he had that list. He ran through that list. I think Charlotte would have something like that. I'm gonna wrestle all these bitches and beat bitches up type shit. So all right, before we get out of here, any guarantees?
Oh man. You know what? They've had so many foregone conclusions happen. This is honestly an odd week to do a guarantee. But you know, what I feel, this might be just, I don't know. It's a speculation of some sort. I don't know how they're gonna do it. But I feel like Otis about to turn heel. I just feel like Otis about to turn heel. You know, with Chad Gable being as successful as he's been and the Alpha Academy thing really taking off, the one thing that is kind of constant is that Otis really don't be winning matches. And
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I mean, hey, look, he'll never be as hot as he was when Mandy Rose was in his eyes. But man, I think there's still a lot of life left in Otis. And I don't know. I almost don't want to call it a guarantee, but I just feel like he about to turn heel. I just feel like that could happen. But hey, other than that though, hey, my guarantee. Oh, now for my real guarantee though.
Okay.
I think now, especially after what happened, I literally think that Nick Aldis is just going to put Roman Reigns to the ringer to the point where he want to fight him. And I know I said this. I'm just doubling down on my guarantee. It's like, yo, I'm just going to pick with this man until he asks me to fight him. But again, unlike all the other GMs in history, I ain't backing down. No, I was just at the gym. You know what I'm saying? I just did the workout. You know what I'm saying? I didn't need Brian Kendrick to get me back. All right, I'm here.
Okay.
Like that's still what I think is gonna happen. I think summer is Roman versus Nick Aldis. I really think it is this summer. I think it's happening.
Okay. I don't have a guarantee, but I haven't did one of my Royal Rumble predictions in a while, like my up to date, my joint. First of all, I'm a little bit upset that it's probably going to be Jinder Mahal versus Seth Rollins at Royal Rumble.
Oh no!
God looks out for fools and babies.
Damn. Hey, if Seth Rollins pull off one of them with Jinder Mahal, oh he gonna be around another 7 years,
man. Triple H, we gotta have a conversation if you're about to get Jinder Mahal a title shot. You better off giving Ludwig Kaiser a damn title shot.
Hey,
for goddamn,
my man.
For goddamn, Jinder Mahal. With that being said, for right now, my pick to win the Royal Rumble is Gunther.
Okay.
That's my pick to win the Royal Rumble so far. Title versus title. And the next pay-per-view after WrestleMania is, I believe, in Berlin. After SummerSlam is in Berlin. I think Gunther wins the belt, drops the Intercontinental Championship, a la the Ultimate Warrior, and then we see him go through half of the year as the world champion. That could change, y'all. This could change by next week. Right. This is fluid.
Right.
But right now, I'm moving on, and CM Punk is my winner because I see CM Punk in a grudge match with somebody. But Gunther wins the Royal Rumble. Might change next week.
All right.
Look, we stopped by on the Monday night doing Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
And not Monday Night Football, but the National Championship game, Go Blue versus Washington and Raw. I got to see this damn R-Truth vignette. And I saw somebody say that was beautifully done. Awesome Truth is back. Awesome Truth is back too, it looks like.
For more than the one night, huh?
Yeah, they wrestled again tonight.
Oh, hey.
So,
as long as they don't come down rapping, we good.
What's up?
But no, Miz had a verse when they first did Awesome Truth.
He did.
Yeah, he was out there getting his Asher Roth off. That's what he was doing. Yeah, that's what I don't want to see. Nah.
I'd rather them play Get Rowdy. Hey, be real, man. Be real. The Road Dogg and K Quick was the wrestling version of Jadakiss and Styles P.
Hey, they did bust it back and forth. And if I remember right, the Road Dogg was more on beat than K Quick. I'm just saying. Hey, one thing. Hey, look, because arenas is hard to perform in. We can tell by like the reverb and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But the Road Dogg ain't missed. Whether it's been country music or rap music, he ain't missed. we just stayed what we saw. That's it.
Because I can't wait to be alone in my bed at night.
Yeah, he bodied that.
He did. Niggas gonna listen to the end of this podcast like, man, these niggas is these niggas high? No.
Nah. Like, I tried for Christmas.
So with that being said, man, I pass it on over to you.
Yes. Hey, man. Hey, listen. We hope the rest of your week is well, man. Thank y'all for being a part of this FBC POD community. The likes, the comments, the shares, participating in the streams, lighting the Instagram up with the love, hate, or indifference your commitment to misunderstand us. Hey, it's all welcome because it's helping the engagement. It's bringing us to the level that we feel we should have been at anyway. So thank you. Do not stop. We not policing comments. We not deleting comments. Do y'all thing. This is what we want y'all to do. I embrace being the villain. I embrace being the heel. I'm a nasty black individual, and you should do something about it. You dig what I'm saying? But man, listen, we obviously just thank you all for being a part of this community. You make it what it is, and we sincerely and humbly thank you. I also want to take just a special second out here as I take a moment to process. Rest in peace to my friend Jerry Wade, the lover man Jerry Wade. I love you, my friend. I'm going to miss you dearly. Thank you so much for every conversation that we had about radio before, during, and after my time where we were. And man, hey, listen, man, if you ever want to talk about wrestling in an unconventional way, you do so by checking out the First Black Champ podcast. Pick, VP, DOC, and we are out. I hope Johnny Wrestling is eliminated in 7 seconds or less.
He ain't even gonna make it, but shouts out to Samantha.
Yeah. Yeah. Ice cream bar exclusive.
Goddamn. Ricochet, you won, fam.
Yeah, you did. Hey, Spider-Man. You know what I mean? I'll call you Spider-Man in real life because you probably... Never mind. Let me get out. Let's get out.